As somebody who's been in the gym for a little bit over 5 years now and has lost almost 15 pounds in the span of 2 years, I have done a lot of workout programs. Like any workout program that you can think of, I've probably done it. And that means, unfortunately, that some programs I wasted my time and my money because I ended up quitting halfway through because they just didn't work for me. Now, I don't want that for you at all. So today I'm going to share some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way in helping you to design a workout program that you can really stick to and be consistent with, and hopefully save you some time, some money, and maybe a headache. Tip number 1 is to set a specific goal. On this channel, I talk about goal setting a lot. If you've seen my fitness journey video and how I transformed my physique at the end of 2023, I spent a long time talking about goal setting. So I'm not going to belabor the point here, but just know that setting your goal to be specific allows you to set the foundation for all of the other decisions that you make. So you want to make sure that your goal is as specific as possible, as tailored to you as possible, and as well thought out as possible, so that way you're setting yourself up to be successful. Because when your goal is too generic or too generalized, if it's not specific to you, then you're not really going to find any conviction in taking the steps towards accomplishing the goal. So you want to make sure that your goal is as specific as it can possibly be before you start to think about anything else. Tip number 2 is going to be determining how much time you can accurately spend working towards this goal. So a couple of questions that you're going to ask yourself are: how many days a week can you work out? What times of day do you prefer to work out? And how long would you prefer these workout sessions to be? These 3 questions are really important because after you've set the foundation by setting a specific goal, these 3 questions are going to help you determine what your workout schedule is going to be like, right? A lot of people just assume that they need to have some sort of bodybuilding split, a push-pull, 2-leg day, traditional sort of workout style for strength training, or they just assume the more often I work out, the better it is and the quicker I'll get to my goal. But the truth is, even if you only worked out 1 time a week for 20 minutes, if that is something that you are able to stick to on a consistent basis, you are eventually going to see progress. So it's more important to be consistent than it is to do a lot at one time really quickly. So these 3 questions are going to help you kind of gauge what that looks like for you and how truthfully consistent you're going to be, and additionally how realistic your desire is to even get to the goal that you want to get to. Because maybe, and this is like completely unrelated, but maybe you really want to learn Spanish, but you're only willing to dedicate 10 minutes to it every week, right? Maybe you don't really want to learn Spanish as bad as you thought you did. So I think that asking yourself these questions gives you a really good gauge on not only how dedicated you are to accomplishing your goal, but also realistically, how much time are you willing to give up in order to be consistent with your goal. So the last tip I have for you is to pick a workout style that you enjoy. If you are a beginner and you're really new to exercise, my recommendation for you would be to try a bunch of stuff. Take a HIIT class, take a Pilates class, take a yoga class, take a CrossFit class. Take all the classes that you can take to really get a handle on what kind of exercise style do you prefer, and then move forward from there. If you're not a beginner, you likely already know what kind of workout style you like, so then it's just about taking that workout style and tailoring it towards whatever your specific goal is. When thinking about what kind of workout style that you're going to pick, you also want to think about where your body is at currently and what kinds of rest it may need, or what kind of stress maybe does it like to be under. So for myself, right, I kind of always bring up this example, but typically, like, if you're a woman, right, you're constantly going through hormonal changes, and in different phases of your cycle, you're likely to feel differently inside your own body. And so making sure that you're accurately gauging, no matter what style of workout that you pick, making sure that you're accurately gauging how you feel as time is progressing and constantly listening to your body is also going to be very beneficial in making sure that you can stay consistent with your workout plan. All right, So now we're at the portion of the video where we're gonna put it all together, and I'm gonna show you how I use these tips to plan my own workout split. So tip number 1, goal setting. My goal for 2024 is to continue on my track of losing weight in a sustainable way that doesn't make me feel like I'm sacrificing anything. And I'd like to get to the point this year where I've finally lost the remaining 15 to 20 pounds that I want to lose in order to be at my goal weight. Additionally, I want to do that by preserving as much muscle mass as I possibly can. I would also like to challenge myself to push past my limits that I've set for myself and really get a good handle on my training and dedicate time to myself. So that is my goal for 2024. And tip number 2, how much time can I spend going to the gym? What times of days do I like to train? And how long do I want each session to be? So I work a 9 to 5, which means that after 5 p.m. when I leave work, my time becomes my own and I can kind of do whatever I want with my time. So I have all the hours after 5 p.m. until basically I go to bed. And then I also have all the hours when I wake up in the morning until I leave for work. And I don't work weekends either. So I have a lot of time during my weekdays and I have all of my weekend in order to spend towards working towards my goal. In terms of time of day that I like to train, I'm somebody who very much prefers to train either in the morning or in the middle of the day. I don't really like to train after work because that's when gyms become crowded. You have to wait for machines or wait for squat racks, and I'm not really into waiting because I want to get in the gym and out of the gym. I desire to spend no more than an hour and a half in the gym if I can help it. So now that I've determined that I have lots of hours during the week to spend accomplishing my goal, I like to train in the morning / middle of the day, and I want to spend no more than an hour and a half in the gym, I also can think about the part of my goal that is challenging and pushing myself. So at the end of 2023 and until a couple of weeks ago, I was working off of a 3-day full body cardio based split. But now that my goals are more oriented towards challenging myself and preserving muscle mass, I want to move towards a 4-day split where I'm doing strength training on most days. Which leads me into tip number 3, picking a workout style that you enjoy. So I enjoy HIIT, so I don't want that to go away from my workout plan, which is why I'm gonna dedicate one of my 4 days to a full body HIIT cardio session where I can be in the gym under an hour and a half, only about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and I can feel really powerful and good in my body. So since I like HIIT, I'm not going to take that away from my new split. Now focusing on the other 3 days and the portion of my goal that is preserving muscle mass, there are certain areas in my body where I prefer to preserve muscle mass over others. And of course you can't spot reduce fat, but by focusing on these muscle groups, I can make sure that I am maintaining muscle at least in these areas. So these areas for me include my glutes, my legs, my back, and my shoulders. Those are the 4 muscle groups where I really want to preserve my muscle mass that I already have there, which means that my 3 days that I have available to me, I'm going to dedicate towards training those muscle groups. So I'm gonna have 1 glute day, I'm gonna have 1 upper body day with a focus on exercises that will allow me to preserve muscle in my back and my shoulders, and I'm also going to have a focus on an overall leg day where I mainly focus on my quads and my hamstrings in order to preserve the muscle that's in my legs. Once you have kind of mapped something out and you've tried it, my recommendation is to reflect upon it at the end of the week. I have a template that I use for my 4-day workout split, and I will link it down below if you want to use it too to help plan your 3-day split, 4-day split, or 5-day split. And it doesn't have to be strength training. Obviously, like I included weights and reps in the template because that's what I do. But you can tailor it to make it work however you would like for your workout schedule and the exercises that you pick. But that is down below in the description if you're looking for an easy way to keep track of what you're doing and reflection questions just to make sure that you're on the right path. Additionally, let me know if these tips helped you to figuring out what your perfect workout plan looks like and developing a workout plan that you can actually stick to and be consistent with. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys next time.